I'm gonna love you.
Gun battles everywhere, or take every fight that comes your way type games.
I mean, obviously, very exciting to watch G2 play. I think a lot of players and a lot of fans watching have really high hopes for this team to make it really far in this tournament. So we'll see how it goes. FlashGaming, obviously, slightly unknown quantity. We recognize Attacker, and I think Summer has been playing pretty well recently. But apart from that, it's hard to know what to expect here. They're going to be playing on the T side and G2 on the CT side. So let's see what happens. Only one person defending that B bomb side. That could be trouble.
It very much could be, but it is NBK, and he's going to give this right up. He'll maybe take a couple shots, but he's going to fall back, and that's beautiful. That's exactly what you want. Now he's just got to hold on to construction. It's not going to happen. You mentioned Summer playing well. A very quick, a very swift headshot. It's all on the flank here for G2 Esports. 3 players coming up banana.
Yeah, it even looked like NBK was well aware that maybe someone could have got back there, but that's a really nice flank there to cut him out. If he stays alive back in construction, that could definitely cause some trouble later on. Now the retake is on, and Shock's already making his way in. Apex goes down. That's Summer with one more kill. He's finally going to be going down. Body to pick him up, but the bomb is ticking away. K's picking up one, Caster with the other one, and Kenny's down last. Caster with a double kill, and that will be a great opening here for FlashGaming.
That's a very nice post plant from Flash that you could see. Very, some things you don't normally see out of the Chinese Counter-Strike. Some discipline, not over-peeking, not peeking before they're in kind of like the deadly zone. You could see the last 2 remaining G2 players just getting caught in that very same corner. There's nowhere as 3 players from different angles are peeking. Really nice round from Summer, flanking around, taking out NBK, and then getting that second kill, a pretty instant shot as the retake came in. So, very nice stuff.
Good beginning. You can see G2 already just buying into this round as much as they can, almost with a scout as well, armor on at least 3 out of 5 players. So they can put up some fight. I mean, I think Inferno is one of the best maps to do this on.
I think, you know, this G2 team is so interesting, like the story around them at the moment. They gave some interviews to start this year and to end last year that made it feel like, especially that Shocks interview that came out recently, very disparaging on their 2017 about how it just wasn't good enough. They did win a few events. They won, you know, ESL Pro League, they won a DreamHack Malmo, but overall just not satisfied with how well they played and the accomplishments. Here's a nice stack, a good battle over towards Halls. Kenny, the next one up, takes a long time to get that first kill, which doesn't allow him to follow up, but they put themselves in a good spot. Attacker here at range, going to find NBK. That's quite nice, and Apex cleans him up. And now you have a Karsa at 13 HP and a Lovey at 100 HP, but Shocks is holding down this B bomb site.
Yes, he is. No weapon picked up on him right now. They have a couple of grenades that they're going to put around the corner, and Shocks is playing very close. If he could find the right timing, he could sneak through and try and get one of those kills. 37 seconds left, and they're going to go for the bomb plant. Shocks is waiting, in fact. Apex has picked up an AK in the meantime. He's on 3 health, though, so this is not going to be easy. Maybe the setup here with the grenade is going to be enough. Apex goes for the peek. He's still going to go down, and Shocks will follow. Great finish that round. FlashGaming picking up the round. In the end, it was a little bit scary there.
Definitely. I mean, if that flash maybe from Shocks, actually, if I was able to blind the opponent in water, Apex might be able to get that kill and they can trade that last one out. But some danger was there. Not going to yield the results that G2 would have liked, but still some economic damage dealt. 2-0.
And now G2 are going to be put on hold for a little bit here. Not much else you really can do when you don't win that round. So they are stacked up at the B bomb site, hoping to take a fight, but even that is going to be denied here. The Molotov behind, they can't fall back. Lovey picking up 4 kills in fact. Finally goes down, but that's got to be a confidence boost as well. Very, very well done.
He wanted that ace, even trading over the AK-47 to replace one of the MAC-10s. Important thing to note is after all the investment in that second round from G2, Kenny has enough money for the AWP, so he didn't, I think he just had a P250 in that round, so he's able to get that weapon. What did he end up placing in the HLT rankings? He was 8th, 9th, something like that, right around there?
Yeah, I think so.
7th, maybe?
You're just making up numbers on me now.
Listen, I know, give or take 1, it's let's just say 8.
You weren't paying attention where you was.
Not really.
Kays and Kenny both with an AWP, so definitely interesting. Used to be one of Kenny's favorite playgrounds here on Inferno, and I think recently even he's been pretty good with it, so I'm excited to see him play with it. Covering that arch position, he could be very dynamic in how he plays that.
I mean, if he starts having a couple successful rounds and builds up some money behind it, you're going to see him be very mobile and change up his positioning. He'll even go over towards the B bomb site. He'll go for those peaks in the hull. So that's got to be the #1 worry for Flash, is if you can't keep that op out of Kenny's hands, if you can't shut him down, I mean, he's very, very difficult to stop. So they've got to try and just have success early on and prevent Kenny from picking up that op in the future rounds. They have banana control as well, likely because G2 doesn't have a whole lot of utility with which to fight for top of banana, playing it passively this round.
This is actually good, sort of fundamental theoretical Counter-Strike, you could say. They've pushed them back on top banana, they've pushed them back at top mid, and now they decide what they want to do. They've denied a lot of information to G2, and as a result, G2 have rotated 4 men to A and have left NBK alone. So great opening here as NaVi pick up NBK. This is just a really textbook way to play Inferno.
And I mean, you got to be scared here of G2. If Apex can't find some fortune through the smoke, they might want to call a save pretty soon. They're all close enough by as this bomb goes down. But yeah, those kills coming out. Remember, there's no kit on any of these guys. They don't have the utility of K's on top of the box to shut down Kenny. And FlashGaming is going to shock G2 and go up 4-0. And it's going to have to be a round coming up where Body perhaps has the only rifle.
That's a very good sign. I mean, you were just talking about how we're not quite sure what to expect out of the Chinese, but in the past we have seen just a lack of understanding about some of the fundamentals. This round suggested something else. All right.
He's trying to shoot the gun farther away.
I don't think someone's going to be running into the bomb site to pick it up.
No.
I'm not going to lie.
Certainly.
But regardless, Body will make it up with the M4 in hand. FlashGaming are going to be up to 4 rounds, and now G2, I mean, surely that's going to put them a little bit on notice. This is one of the teams that, if you're G2, you kind of want to pick up an easy win against, and then, you know, you can worry about the rest later.
Yes, certainly. I mean, this is just kind of surprising right off the bat to be experiencing this if you're G2. I'm wondering if, I don't know, how much would you place on it, Anders, if say G2 like is gonna, if they end up winning this game, but it's like 16-12, does that worry you at all that G2 plays a close game to Flash, or is it just kind of like every win?
I actually think when you have a best of 1, a win is just a win. Okay. Like, I think I'm fine with even a sort of a favorite team getting kind of close, because I think that's the nature of playing best of 1s. So I'm alright with that.
Okay. Well, here's going to be, oh, there's a nice stack. Pistols in front of the M4, but Attacker handles it quite nice. Kenny's got to fight his way out, and Attacker doesn't want to take it. Low HP, but he goes for it anyways. It's a double kill for Kenny, and now it's a 3-on-2.
And NBK's over here. He's actually got the smoke already primed, and it looks like he's going to put it up at a pretty good timing. Now, they can't just walk in and take the fight with him. They sort of have to respect it a little bit. They are actually going to try anyway, which might be dangerous. They're going to get him killed. Good jump through. Very well done. I think NBK played that position once before, so maybe they were already a little bit adjusted to that one. Now it's a 2-on-2. And no kit currently in the hands of G2.
Almost found that timing through the smoke, and yeah, there goes Kenny. Now it's Apex trying to come in. This is going to be tough. He's got the angle, K's does, coming around the smoke. He's going to find it. So 5-0 now for Flash. That's a very good start. NBK obviously in a very tough spot there. You know, when he sees that smoke coming down, he's expecting a follow-up flash. So he's turning away so he doesn't get blind. Just none of it came. They just kind of came right through that smoke, just risking it. Wasn't prepared for that. This is 3 rounds now that Flash has really attacked that B bomb site. I mean, who knows if it's due to some kind of research, but they've found really good timing 3 separate times. That round, I think the first gun round and the pistol round, where NBK was the only player at the B bomb site. So maybe some kind of indication that G2 puts a lot of faith in NBK to hold that site by himself, or at least be able to just get 1 kill and survive and keep control of construction.
And it's just a very difficult job holding B alone, because I mean, theoretically what you want to do is be far enough ahead of the bomb site that you can call in for your teammates. But the problem is on this version of Inferno, that's just not easy to do. That means trying to hold Banana alone, and that's almost impossible. And if you're really far back, well, you see how little time he has before he realizes what's up.
I think we're going to see that this round, obviously. 3 players going over there, Apex and NBK. I think the real issue with it in the first gun round was G2 just didn't have the utility to take the fight early on, right? Like, you need the Molotovs and the nade and the smoke, because if there is fast pressure from Flash and you don't have the nades, as a CT defender, you're just going to get crushed. So now that they have the utility, they can go for it, and this is where sometimes you see the boost up on the half wall. You see some players with an off just kind of peek right down and just fall back very, very quickly, spot with a smoke in hand. So we'll see how they decide to do it. I think the important thing is, Kenny with an AWP on the wrap side, I feel like you can kind of trust him. Then you don't necessarily always need to cheat that fourth player over, do you?
Yeah, but I think that's a valid point to be making here. 5-0. And still a minute left in this round. Obviously a huge round here for G2 if they can pick it up. They really need to get themselves in the game. And maybe just one kill could start it off. They're still playing very defensively. And again, they have that 4-1 setup with Apex sort of being drawn back a bit towards the B-bomb side. Probably MBK saying, listen, I've been pushed back. I sort of need a little bit of backup, otherwise this is not going to work out. 40 seconds now. And looks like Flash are maybe going to try and switch this one up.
Why not? You've had so much success over towards the B-bomb side. Look what it's doing. They're actually pulling shocks over there. G2 feeling very nervous about a couple shaky rounds at B. And this timing could hurt. Kenny's got a big job to do here. They come up mid, misses that initial shot. He can't go for the repeat. He's got to fall back, and now a lot of pressure on body.
Well, Summer goes down, so now they definitely know it's going to be an A-hit. They're already checking it. Shox is actually very fast with their rotation here. This could get a little bit scary for FlashGaming. They need to make this move, otherwise they're going to run out of time. Kenny up at the bomb site. Lovey walks in, and Body's going to be able to take him down. Kenny next in line, and Casa goes down. So Attacker with 6 seconds left, going to be dropped by NBK. So finally something working out here for the French side. It's going to be 5-1, and now they just need to sort of take a deep breath and do it again.
That was a nice crossfire. I think Flash just kind of got slowed down when they were trying to hit that A bomb site, and it allowed so much time for Body and Kenny to be comfortable after the utility usage. Obviously, good decision by G2 to be aggressive. When you get that third player over towards B in the mid-round, you can't just sit there with 3. You either have to rotate him back to A, or you have to push forward and see what you find to be able to make the right call. So a kill from Shox allows him to have a quick flank on top of everything. First round on the board for G2. Double up setup comes back, NBK over towards B. Kenny's going to have his still towards A. This time it's in halls, though.
They do have a double presence up there for G2. That's slightly worrying because you can get spammed so easily through the wall, but FlashGaming aren't really doing that. Kenny looking at one side. That's a great flick. He did have backup there, but no bullets came through the wall, so they were going to be safe for this round at least. The Shox being smoked off all the way from the second mid is just going to be falling back, but they can afford to do this. Now playing defensively is great for G2.
Right, you take that man advantage. No need to cheat anyone as well. There's some bracket control for Flash. Shox is still hiding in the cubby. That smoke's going to start disappearing.
Oh, it's such a shame no one's watching.
Yeah, that's a mistake, isn't it? You throw the Molotov for this exact reason, but you don't have anyone watching for the evacuate, so that's kind of a wasted Molotov.
Definitely wanted that. A smoke over here at the B-bomb site's going to evaporate in a couple of seconds, but Apex still has a smoke that he just put up, and there's a Molotov behind as well, so coming through here, it's just not going to be easy. MBK with 1. Now let's see what they can do. He actually legs the player behind him. That was a 2-for-1. Attacker surviving on 5 health. Well, he is trapped in the corner. It's not going to be for very long, I expect. Somehow he can still make it back out. Body hasn't really managed to wrap his way around, but ultimately, this should be a great round here. G2 picking it up, and with every single member alive.
Yeah, and then even the last round, G2 had 4 players survive. So in the rounds where G2's actually had the adequate utility to be able to stall out some of these hits, they've been doing great. They've only lost 1 player in the 2 rounds. So Flash is going to have to figure out a solution to this. And this time they're going to be put back onto the CCs and Deagles, because if you're not getting these kills, that money, that bank is going to start building up very quickly behind G2. Can't necessarily just kind of do these, bracket and banana control, not probe into the bomb sites, not try and find a pick. You need to force that utility out a bit earlier. And Kenny running the gauntlet just to see if he can get any information. I think he heard some Deagles.
Also, potentially a lack of patience on the FlashGaming side. They sort of heard that second smoke from Apex go up over there, and they just decided, listen, we're just going to have to run our way through, which is a very hard choice to be making. Case will take down Shox. Body standing his ground for the moment, although Attacker did take down Kenny, so it's still an even trade at the moment, and Body's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get jumped on now. They can get the bomb plant, and this is a little bit scary.
This is very scary. Great timing from FlashGaming. Oh, that's a sick shot. The one tap onto attacker at Apex is going to start this retake. He's made them feel a little bit more comfortable. Such low HP on Kays as they move their way into the bomb site, although he gets the kill anyways, and it's just down to NBK with an AWP and a USP. He's got to find one, but he can't. Kays with the mobility, not afraid of his low HP, and Flash shock G2 with a 6th on a round they come into with only pistols.
8, 1, and 3 for Kays. He's definitely doing a very good job at the moment. Almost cheese in German. It's a little bit of trivia for you, Moses.
When it's almost cheese? What is the word for cheese in German?
Käse.
Okay.
Yeah. Bet you always wanted to know that.
I spent 3 months in Germany last year, and I never knew the word for cheese.
Well, when you come back, you know, you can just order it yourself.
Yeah,
there we go.
That'll be amazing.
6-2, and moving into the 9th round. It is a very good start here for FlashGaming. Obviously very exciting, and there's a kill for Summer taking down Apex. And they need this round, G2. Their money just got heavily impacted in that last round, so they need to continue.
Absolutely do. Shox has rotated over to support NBK at the B-bomb site. Karsa, Lovey, and Attacker in alt mid and boosted up into balcony. They're going to start taking bracket control right now. Body's going to clear halls, and they'll have to get him out of that position. If he's allowed to stay alive, that is going to be so deadly, but they have to get past Kenny first, and that flick was disgusting.
He had a similar one up in the apartments. If you're a fan of the Chinese right now, you have to be worried about Kenny in that kind of mood. How do you stop that from happening? Still a 3-on-4 here, and NBK is over on the other side. Body did go down, and they're trying to catch NBK. They really want to do it, but this is great play from Nathan right now. Just getting the information, staying alive. Now we're down to 36 seconds. That's a big problem if you're on the T side.
No smoke, though. There's going to be a chance here. NBK's got one flash. Shox is on the rotate with no utility. Karsa's going to lead the way. Do they want to give it up with utility use? And NBK spotted him out. It's just a contact play. He peeks out wide, though. Shox isn't there to help him out. Coming through the smoke, he sprays down 2. It's going to be a 1-on-1. Up on up.
Everything rides on this right now. G2, their entire bank has been put into this round, but it's not like FlashGaming have that much money either, so a lot is going to come down to this. There is a kit currently picked up on Kenny, and he's starting to get into position. That smoke fading, but he's going to make his way back around, not going into construction. Kay's just waiting for it. He's using the audio right now, which is absolutely the best move, and Kenny has no idea where to look. He's getting closer now, trying to see if he can wrap around. Perfect movement right now. Kay's absolutely outplaying Kenny, and that's going to be FlashGaming picking up a 7th round here.
That was beautiful from Kays. The way he just worked Kenny, juked him right out of his mind, and an easy kill on the defuse. And you're right, that's it. That's no more money in the bank for the French side. They're going to have to save, and this is looking like a phenomenal half out of FlashGaming.
It's always been the theory, and I think it's been talked about every once in a while, that if at some point in the future, maybe 18, maybe 19, something like that, Chinese Counter-Strike could be a real thing on the international stage, man, that would shake up so many things.
That'd be so cool, wouldn't it?
FlashGaming certainly have to be inspiring just a couple of players at home to think, well, maybe we could actually go and compete at a higher level than the local one. Body and Kenny over at the A site, a 3-man stack over at B. They do have a couple of flashbangs, just maybe to get a couple of kills here, but I'm very impressed by FlashGaming, and I think they're going to need every single round here on the T side. I can imagine the CT side being a little bit more tricky for them.
I mean, if you're Flash and you're the level of underdog that they are, you just, yeah, you don't feel comfortable until you get to 16. Like, you're looking for every single round you possibly can, especially considering G2 on the T side is going to be no slouch. This is going to be a highly aggressive team, very good at trading, and Kenny with the AWP is looking on point. Even though he hasn't necessarily taken over the game, some of those shots have been so impressive. You can see Flash slowly working their way all across the map. They've taken control of halls, and now they've backed off to get the bomb. They've taken control of Banana. This worries me, though. You don't want to be running fakes on the anti-ecos, do you? You don't want to leave some. You don't want to try and do trickery.
No, because I mean, that could give up a rifle, and you're playing against a team like G2. You don't want to do that. Also worries me the bomb's coming out alone up here, although it looks like they've got it under control in spite of the team kill there. Attack getting a little bit too anxious. They will stabilize in the round, not leaving NBK just No chance at all here. Some are going to pick up the kill at the end. That will be 8 and 2. I'm just very impressed. Some are, sorry, Case is at
Flabbergasted, perhaps?
Yeah, flabbergasted. Just bewildered. A little bit scared as well.
Yeah, a bit frightened. Oh yeah, you were saying Case is at 12 and 3.
Yeah.
He's having a phenomenal game, 120 ADR as well so far. And
listen, I've seen what happens to other esports titles once the sort of the Asian region, Chinese market comes into it. You know, it can get scary. You know.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. You're right.
Listen, European CS has already had some upsets in the past. You know, it's been rough. We're running out of people that we can sort of comfortably beat. I feel like so.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. It is exciting though, and I love to see it.
And they've forced a timeout at a G2 at a critical point in this game. It's going to be pretty much a force buy, if you will, where they're buying up the M4s. You can likely hear Apex in the background of the mics, trying to hype up his team coming out of this pause. There's no kit, there's no head armor, light on nades. And I mean, if you're honest, 10 rounds in, not as many frags as you'd expect on the French side.
No, definitely not. They have been struggling just a bit. They've also been playing sort of a very defensive style. We talked actually a little bit in the green room about this, sort of the trouble of holding Banana and the B-bomb side. One of my favorite ways to do that is to have a late retake of top Banana. I really like that style from the CT side.
It's a bit scary in practice, though. It always sounds really good in theory. It's like the same for brackets in mid, where like we always say, I wish more teams would get aggressive on brackets because in the past it's been effective. It doesn't work out nearly as often as you'd like when you put it into actual practice. So that's the worry for teams who kind of want to go that strategy. It's very cool to do once in a while, but if that's going to be your main part of the defense, I think you're going to lose a couple of those, which is just deadly. In order to do that on the B-bomb side as well, you got to cheat that third player over, which G2 has done, so maybe we look for it here. Shox is there.
Oh, seeing good grenade usage coming out of Flash right now, just putting up that one smoke towards Arch is going to make it so much harder again for G2 to know what's happening. Shox does actually get flashed in towards the end, so there's the retake we're talking about. He can't get it back around the corner. Attacker going to be able to pick him up now. Apex and MBK must hold his bomb side. A lot is on the line here. Apex going to go for the wide peek, and he gets shot down. It seems like FlashGaming have got it all figured out. It's just body left in a 1 versus 3. I mean, they even did what I was asking Moses.
Yeah, they did it, didn't they? And he just couldn't get back in time. He actually probably shouldn't even have gotten that first kill. That was quite nice from him, just some missed shots from the Flash player. Nice peek from Kays, baiting his teammate perfectly, waiting till the shots come out from Coffin and then swinging wide when he knows the attention won't be on him, and gets an easy pick off, and Body's got no chance to even attempt this retake.
Yeah, he's just going to be lingering around on the other side, hoping to save that M4, which it seems like he's going to be able to do. That's 9 and 2.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? China is here, Moses. Commander Congo Renegades quote.
Remember, this is, how do we want to check? This is like a substitute team, I guess is the best way to put it. Remember, Ty Lu had the visa issue, so...
Yeah, and I mean, I guess even more so for that reason, I was sort of expecting, well, yeah, okay, then they're probably definitely going to get blown up. But this is, now it's even more exciting to me. Now I'm even more interested.
Yeah, this is cool. And remember, that's a big investment in that round from G2. So back onto the pistols once again. No armor. Body has the M4 he's saved, but not a whole lot to fight with in this round. Body's going to go for a peek. He knows he's got to try and get something done. I'm wondering if he's waiting for some kind of sound cue for his teammate to flash for him. Body, Shox, and Kenny. And none of them have a flash, actually. It's Apex with one on the balcony, yep.
And he just popped it in, so it's a good idea. I mean, that flashbang is going to be impossible to dodge if you're close to the middle. You obviously won't hear the pin being pulled because it's all the way back in pit, so yep. Yeah, good idea. Bad result, but...
Well, wasn't bad. They didn't lose anyone. Just not a good result, I guess.
Yeah, all right.
There's a follow-up flashbang, and there's the good result you're looking for, Shox pushing down.
Running and gunning with the C-set 75. Always has been effective. Body trying to move a bit closer. He's picked up the M4, and he's going to be getting the kill on Case, and that's the bomb dropped in the middle. So now, suddenly, FlashGaming showing just a little bit of insecurity here and around where they really should not be. This should be one of those easy rounds. Some are hitting a headshot on one, but Still 40 seconds in a 2 versus 3. An attacker is just on 12 health, and the timing here is so good for Kenny. There's the headshot. Attacker in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he really is. Although Apex is going to be a free kill. No trigger discipline on that one, which means he's not going to be able to search for a second player. Just takes him out immediately. With 12 HP and 20 seconds and the bomb down in mid, I think he knows he's out of it. May want to start thinking about trying to save this weapon, but he's going to use his utility. He's going to grab the bomb, and there's a player at the bottom of mid. NBK with the deagle is going to clean things up, so there should be able to be some AK-47 salvage, and even an AWP that NBK is going to pick up. A good round from G2, just bombing flashbangs into mid just with timing, and Shock starts him out very nice, creates some space for Body to work with.
That is obviously very important. Apex with the meme high fives. He's become sort of a world-class memer on his own, hasn't he?
Oh, it's great. That picture that he had out last year. That was what, right around Malmo, I think that was from?
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, it was so good.
So it's taken on a life of its own, really.
It's weird that it's not around now. I thought that was going to last for a long time.
Listen, we can bring it back, Moses. That's the
magic of memes.
It is indeed. I mean, amongst other things. 9-3, moving into the 13th round. Bomb dropped all the way back. FlashGaming expecting actually that G2 are going to be a bit aggressive in this round. They're sort of anticipating that maybe that would happen. And so far they've got nothing for it. So that's always a little bit annoying when you have to spend, you know, first 35 seconds or something of a round and then you just don't get anything out of it.
At least they haven't lost anything. This is where G2 was able to get at least their 2 rounds before that third one, was when they had all the utility. They had a double up set up with, at the time it was Kenny and NBK, now it's Kenny and Shocks. And NBK is actually rotated over towards the A bomb site where he's been the anchor of B for the majority of this half. Summer's going to lead the way up brackets, all on his own, spamming through the smoke, and there's a universe in which a bullet connects and Shocks is going to start things out over towards B. He's actually going to get into the site, choosing he doesn't want to get smoked off with this AWP. Going to play a very narrow angle, and there's no one even on the rotate yet. Apex just now getting started, but he's light years away, and it might not matter.
Shocks playing a very close position, kind of like what Simple was doing in the last game that we just saw, and he's going to get one more kill. Picking up attacker, getting the flick in, Summer goes down. Shocksy absolutely wrecking this round. G2 going to pick up a 4th round for sure. Just 10 seconds left here. Shocks goes down. Great shots coming in from Lovey, but it's just not enough here. That is exactly the kind of play that we want to see out of Shocksy here.
It definitely is. Shocksy Jesus showing up with a big round to hold off that B hit. Beautiful stuff. Realizing where the peak's going to come from and just fighting as he retreats to different locations each and every time. This flick was really nice. Teammates bombing flashbangs over as well to help him out. He wanted that ace. I wanted him to get the ace.
We've seen actually a couple of people today sort of chasing the aces and not really picking them up, so that's disappointing. 14th round here though. FlashGaming still able to buy, though not really an incredible buy, and I think he saw the face. He definitely knows Body wants to do it, but he's going to get traded. Well, actually, he was attacker that got it. NBK instead picking up Lovey, so we'll see what happens now. 4-on-4, and this is always, I think, a challenge. Do you play 2A, 2B, or do you do what G2 are doing now, which is 1B and 3A? I mean, that's obviously a risk, but it's not like the other one is not risky.
I like the 2-and-2 concept, especially when NBK has an AWP. But fair play. I mean, this is a position where we know NBK how he's going to play this. We saw it on the pistol round. He's going to take one shot, hopefully gets a kill, and then he's going to fall back and just try and hold on to construction for the rotate. But B-bomb site can be so tricky to retake. There's the shot. He's going to go for more actually with this op. There's the smoke. A little late. Small mistake from Flash that allows NBK to get that first kill. But now all he has to do is make sure no one picks him off.
Yes, indeed. Still blind behind that smoke. Bomb has been planted. 4 versus 3 for the retake, and Flash all set up inside the bomb site, and that is not always a good idea. You can definitely get completely zoned out if they get just a little bit too close now. There are no Molotovs right now on the G2 side. Spray comes in, Shots goes down, attacker with one good shot, but it isn't enough, and now Summer's very close indeed. Kenny's going to be dropped, Apex with a return, and the follow-up kill to take down Caster, and that's the retake coming in. G2 picking up a 5th round. Finally, they've got some traction in this game.
Yeah, that was a nice round. The Molotov was perfect to force a player out in the open. Even so, I thought Attacker was going to be able to do more damage. Seemed like they missed a couple shots on him, but G2 finally coming alive. 3 straight for them. If they're able to end it with a 4 straight run, it's still a brilliant half for Flash, but we've seen this map be T-sided. It almost feels like it is a T-sided map at the moment. I mean, so it's not going to be as big of a lead as Flash perhaps would have liked.
No, I agree, and I think so much of it that comes down to that trouble of holding B and Banana. You're going to have the same issue once you get to play on CT side, so you really can't take too much for granted. Shox trying to move in. This is incredibly aggressive, and it completely catches Summer off guard, and now they will get 1 return. Shox is now weirdly trapped, and he goes for the fight, nearly wins it. Still a 3-on-2. Body picking up a great couple of kills, including the bomb, in fact, the triple. And that should be the end of the first half here. Kays with 4 health, and in a 1 versus 3.
Yeah, he's not going to be winning this one anytime soon. 6-9, G2. They get shocked early on, but a great comeback at the end. 4 straight for them. 9-2 at one point, obviously. That's crazy. But this is where it's going to be put to the test, because I mentioned it earlier in the first half. Flash looked like playing, you know, a little bit more patient Counter-Strike than we're used to seeing out of the Chinese scene. A little bit more discipline in some of the post plants. Now on the CT side, we're going to see how well that patience and discipline is actually going to hold on, because this is where things can get nerve-wracking.
I mean, we sort of talked about it every once in a while when we were watching G2 here. The trouble of making the choice about where you put your players, right? Do you put 2 on B, 3A, 1B, 4A? Like, these choices really matter, and in a perfect world you want to make informed decisions, right? You want some sort of information and then you choose your setup behind that. It's just so hard to do on Inferno, and that means if you start to get the wrong calls in, or if you're playing so passively, or if you're not getting the early fight so you get pushed back, then who knows what can happen. They could end up making just a couple of bad choices, and then just like that, G2 are going to be back in the game.
You have to remember as well, also, the G2, this lineup, this French team, this is Inferno has been a very kind map to them in the past. They've at times historically loved playing Inferno. Known for how aggressive some of their hits can be through smokes through the choke points, how well they traded to get in towards bomb sites.
And they would have these vicious force-ups as well, where they would sort of turn it around even if they lost a couple of rounds. So, see if that's going to be back in 2018. Lobby actually picking a great kill. That was MBK jumping, and still, he got shot in the face. Now they're trying to see if they can wrap around towards Arch. Attacker in the corner. He's going to pick up 2 great kills, and that's the round. FlashGaming picking it up. 10-6 here. They just get completely funneled in, getting actually shot at from 3 different sides.
Yeah, G2 just got blindsided coming around that wrap side after that opening kill. 3 players there, 1 at the end, 1 in Arch, and 1 in the closet. You just can't win that. It's nearly impossible to win as a terror side if you get lured into a trap of that level. Nicely done from Flash, and that's now both pistol rounds won by that side. And it seems like we have the economic-minded G2 came to play today. Not going to invest in the second round.
Well, listen, MBK was on Twitter earlier around...
That nade.
God.
That hurts.
They got nuked, didn't they? That's never going to be good. K's picking up a great triple there. Got the pistol out instead, but... I mean, what do you even do after that?
Yeah, that's... You know when that lands, that one hurts all of your teammates too, and you're just like, well, round's over. I mean, you can tell though, I mean, being that it was just a straight up B rush with no armor and just Glocks, I think they pretty much wrote that round off to begin with.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, I was saying it, NBK was bragging on Twitter that they were going to return to, you know, the old style of French Counter-Strike, the permanent force-up, but they have got all Galils in this round, so do you want to point that out, Moses?
Okay then, and Apex has been knifed, naded, headshotted by a teammate?
Yeah, gotta keep him on his toes too, you know. I'm sure people do that in sports, you know, just...
just take their teammates' legs out.
No, but maybe, you know, just a good jab on the shoulder, you know, keep people fresh, keep them awake. I'm sure that happens.
I want to see what occurred. Oh well, find out later. So an advantage for FlashGaming in a way, but Lovey's been brought down to 12 trying to be aggressive. That's just Shock spamming through the smoke. Let's see if this Galil force-up actually works out. G2 likely this being a tactic that they've found success with in practice.
But now at least they know the Galil is in play. I mean, they probably were expecting, since there had been no bomb plants, that they were going to have a pretty easy time of it here. So maybe that explains the sort of careless fight towards bottom banana. Now they know they're still going to stack 3-1. Shock's hoping for one headshot that would, I mean, if Case goes down here, that's probably the end of it, and he's just spamming away so that his teammates can get closer, and Case can't really get back now. He's going to get completely hunted down. Great play here.
Yeah, that really is. They're just going to keep moving forward. Summer's going to spam through the smoke, does some damage, but doesn't find any kills. And I think here, Flash, just save it. He got caught off guard by this Galil buy. No reason to lose these M4s, this FAMAS, the kits, the armor. It's a lot of investment that you want to keep alive for the next round. All you've lost at the moment is a couple SMGs, so give it up. G2 surprised you early on in the third round here in the second half, and you still have a good lead to play with.
It's such a good little detail with Shox just sort of crouching and tapping away from bottom of banana, and you could tell that Case in his mind was thinking, well, that's probably how far away they are. And by the time he jumped again to take that look,
someone was already right around the corner.
It's too late. It's a good job indeed.
Who was it? It was the Hellraisers. One of the Hellraisers players that gave an interview where he said the Galil's like a good weapon, and he thinks players are just kind of too lazy to practice it, just gonna go with the pistols, but there's some uses for the Galil in here. Remember as well, it was not G2, but it was the French teams that kind of discovered the strength of like the P250 armor buy, like the very first force buy tactic. Maybe reinventing the wheel one more time.
You say that, but there's gonna be a couple of NIP players that are gonna want to have a really serious conversation with you about that.
Well, but they're not here.
No, they're... God, why you have to be like that, man?
That was me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, the French did, I think, almost perfect it. So I think it's fair enough to point that out. They definitely did make that work incredibly well. I could kind of be on board maybe with the Galil. The FAMAS is where I draw the line. It's too much for me.
Okay. Shox is burned down to 4 HP. Flash around the corner to force back anyone holding it from Flash side. Summer's cheated over towards the B bomb site as well.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit worried. They're still running into the same problem that G2 were, which is the fact that they just don't have very much info about what's going on. Attacker is sort of looking into boiler room. That's maybe their most forward position, and he's not even close to it. So, yeah, that's how they might know that someone's in apartments. Over on this side, lost almost all control, so this is kind of a roll of the dice right now if you're FlashGaming. They have brought Summer back, which might be an advantage to them now, although he's sort of rolling back and forth between A and B just quite a lot, and this could really backfire, I think, for the Chinese.
Looks like G2 just wants to establish their presence, though. Let FlashGaming know that they have the ability to hit that A bomb site. Flash hasn't really bit yet. Summer now cheating back towards CT spawn. It's K's you got to be worried about. This smoke, this kind of play that he's doing has a timer. This isn't exactly the safest thing, and not even with the pop flash, and he's going to get Kenny. Where's the peek from Shox? There it is. 4 HP finally comes out, finds that kill, and now the hit is on.
They saw the bomb, so they definitely know that somebody's coming. Summer running right through, and the whole team is waiting on the other side. He had no backup from inside the bomb site. Carson now back there waiting. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, and they're going to try and go for the bomb plant. They're going to find him, otherwise he could have stopped that plant from going down. Lovey gets one, but I don't think it's enough. It's going to leave Attacker all on his own. 1 versus 3, and he gets dropped by body, so G2 threading the needle and finding their way home in that round. They had so little time, and I think FlashGaming, they could have exploited that much more than they did.
They really could have, and I think it was it Lovey that came jumping, leaping through that smoke, the supportive player on B? That seemed to be unnecessary with his teammate. Summer? Yes.
Yeah, but yes.
That was a little over-aggressive, not really in the bomb site yet. You still have your teammate in the back, wrap around through construction, try and set up a crossfire with your teammate with that much time left. So very close for Flash. I can't believe that player pushed through smoke and was able to find that kill onto Kenny. Shox must have been just trying to avoid a flashbang.
Well, I think he was just waiting in the corner hoping...
He had 4 HP, right? So he can't really peek. I think he was just trying to dodge in case they went for the flash information play.
Yeah, exactly. So he had no cue to go on. He was just sort of waiting. Very unfortunate for G2, but they turned it around. Now... they've got all the rifles, they've got all the money, and FlashGaming are back on pistols, and they've already lost 1 player in Case. We'll see if they can do some damage in this round. I mean, when it's 11-8 and G2 are starting to really pick up the game, you have to imagine at some point economy is going to be big. If they can break G2's economy at some point in this half, then maybe they can bring it back and try and sort of win out the game. But otherwise, I'm not sure that's going to really happen. I feel like the French have really come alive now.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able. It looks like they're in these gun rounds able to just completely outplay Flash and outtrade them into bomb sites, kind of really manipulate them across the map. I mentioned this was going to be the hard side for FlashGaming. They put themselves in a great position to have an upset. I think this next round will be the big one. You're going to have the utility. You're going to have an AWP if you want it. You're going to have kits and everything you could possibly want as a defender. And all the meanwhile, that bank for G2 is just growing. Slowly but steadily it is. Obviously a huge sign of trouble here for the CT side. Attacker going to get found as well. We'll make it 11-9. Moving into the 22nd round. 21st round, sorry. I want to see something else out of FlashGaming now. Just any kind of aggression that they can show us here. I know it's so tricky on Inferno to do it on the CT side, but I wish they would come up with something. You'd want them to get aggressive somewhere, and this is where I think, because this is kind of the round where you'll see if they have it in them, because this is the first time they're going to have all the flashbangs really in the past few rounds, ever since G2 got rifles in their hands. Is you can have those flash information plays, you can have that banana control if you want to go for it. The last time they tried that, remember, they had SMGs and they pushed all the way down banana. That's when the surprise Galil purchase came out. But why not go for that push down banana and then put that AWP with a smoke in middle and then just spot second mid for a while? I know it's kind of mad, but you need a little bit of madness in your life. You do. I mean, especially if you're playing against a team as good as G2. You are the underdog team. You've got to try something. Looks like they're boosting in the middle. Case with the AWP wants to look over, but he's going to get shot down. Kenny sees it coming. That's a good shot. He was so prepared for that. Peering over the smoke. I think that was actually a smoke laid down by G2, in fact. So, very nicely done. And now look what it's done. I mean, Carson's alone in this B bomb site, and G2 can just hit the pause button, be patient across the map. Shocks peering around the smoke, and Carson gets caught. I mean, what do you do at this point if you're FlashGaming? You either stack A or B, and you hope they come to that bomb site. You just pick one. Probably, I guess for me, I'd stack B, just because it's easier to defend. If they don't go there, you can hold on to the weapons. You want to have these guns as much as possible, because now that G2 is starting to string rounds together, this becomes an economy game as well, where you need to have as many buys as humanly possible if you're FlashGaming to be able to maintain this ever-shrinking lead. One smoke going in, Apex following it up, but the bomb is on the other side, so we'll see how this goes. 37 seconds. Summer playing quite close with the AWP. Wanted to pick somebody off, but not really going to be able to do it just yet, and now he's in a lot of trouble. If Shox manages to wrap around through construction, they're bringing the bomb over this way. Summer really wants that peek, and is he going to be able to get it? Finally gets in there. Shox, I think he was even called in by a teammate. It sounded at least like there was a lot of shouting going on G2 there. And for sure now, Attacker and Lovey are going to try and just hang on to the rifles here. Yeah, Attackers. I mean, Apex has the money to die here if he really wants to go for that, so Attacker needs to get away. There goes Lovey, and now there's no chance for Attacker saving this rifle into the next round. Trying to tap away on the head, it won't matter. Body or NBK was going to finish him off. G2 has closed the gap. It's now 10-11. Shox at 19 kills, and NBK behind him at 16, leading the charge right now for G2. That's sick. I mean, the fact that Shox is top fragging for this team, we've wanted to see that for some time. And remember, he also gave that interview where he expressed a lot of frustration, where he said, I sacrificed some of my own game, being the end-game leader, taking some of that pressure off of my teammates. And we haven't gotten anything done with it. So, well, my position has always been, don't put a leash on Shox. He's just that good that you should try and maximize his potential almost every time you can. 22nd round here. The gap has really closed and probably will be completely eclipsed here as it's just pistols. Eco round here coming in for FlashGaming. This is a little bit heartbreaking. They were off to such a nice start, but now they're about to lose the 5th in a row here to G2, who just
relying on experience and the fact that they've played this game for a long time. They're not worried.
Not worried at all. This has been like a very simple but very effective T side, hasn't it? They haven't like done anything too complex. It's been, we'll take mid control, we'll take banana control, and they've been given a couple kills here and there. But other than that, it's just kind of, you know, get some information, decide where to go. Shox at the moment is just probing over towards the B bomb site. He's only seen one player. The A bomb site is about to be lost. It's only Lovey with the USP in the pit. It's going to be all tied up now, and if you're Flash, you're starting to really feel the pressure. It's been a hot minute since you've won a round, or even really been competitive in a round.
Yeah, they're having a hard time establishing the control they really need on the CT side. And we have talked about the challenge that it is in general, because going aggressive carries with it huge risks, and staying defensive means you just don't know what's happening on the map. And you can't really set up the defense accordingly. It is, I mean, we talked about this on the desk with Richard. It's one of the reasons, I think, why not many teams have managed to really sort of make this new version of Inferno their home just yet. Because everybody's struggling with it. Oh, well, great shots coming through, and this is an expensive round for G2. Only Apex gonna barely survive. That's interesting.
I mean, expensive is a relative term, right? You're going to be fine with those losses. I mean, you obviously don't want it to happen, but when everyone's sitting over $10,000, you got, you know, Apex is at 15,000, Body's at 14,000.
Money in the bank.
Yeah.
Just absolutely loving it. 11-11. What was a very big lead for FlashGaming is almost, well, it is gone, but now let's see if they can actually do something here in the second half. They got surprised by the early Galil buy, and that really threw them off, and now they have to find their way back in the game. Early exchange of grenades over here on Banana. Looks like they've got 3 men stacked on the other side, and so far almost no damage has been traded. So can they win this fight? If they can't, then the round is going to be over really quickly here. MBK's on one side, and Shox is far behind him, flashing their way in. There's one kill, but it's exchanged quickly. MBK close range, gets a headshot, almost out of bullets, and Summer is going to be able to take him down. Still a 3-on-3. And Summer staying alive for just a moment. Body, though, wrapping around on the other side, shooting Case in the back and shutting down Attacker. And just like that, the round is won.
That's such a dirty play from Body. I love that. The knowledge, knowing all the fight is going on towards Banana. You got in a couple kills. You're either going to force some kind of a reaction about the A defense, and just having the confidence individually to make some kind of a play. It's just, you know, it's a risk. Yes, you can get punished pretty easily, but at least see what you can find on the other side of the map, and he gets 2 kills for his trouble.
But I want to congratulate Flash for realizing that they needed to do something, right?
Yeah.
There are so many teams that never make this move and just continue to lose in the same fashion, but they sort of realized, okay, if we don't at least fight them for Banana, then they're just going to roll with it. And they almost did it. I mean, that was close to being a successful fight on Banana, and if it wasn't for Body just being a bit of a maniac, it would have worked out.
Well, this is also where, this is the stage in the game, if you're Flash, you've now lost 6 rounds in a row, ever since the 3rd round of this half. This is where you have to have that madness factor that you mentioned earlier. Start doing some of the crazy things. You might as well risk it, because you've tried the standard things for about 4 or 5 rounds, at least out of those 6, and you've gotten nothing.
Bring out the old risky biscuit. Is that what we're going for?
I like that, the risky biscuit.
24th round here, and Flash must be slowly losing their minds, as I know we are, Moses.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it? It was so cool to watch the T side, and then the CT side. It can be such a struggle, and as you mentioned a couple times, we do see even professional teams, you know, the teams that have experience playing against the best teams in the world struggle sometimes with the CT side, as we saw G2 struggle with it in the first half.
Good positions here for G2, getting ready, and this time again they absorb the attack. FlashGaming trading unevenly. And what they have left here is a double CC75 and then the FAMAS there on Summer, so not really that impressive, and some grenade damage on top. They did pick up the M4, that's not bad.
I think that smoke just let him know he was close up and he was not ready for Shox. Be right behind the logs. This is a round where FlashGaming had 4 players in Banana to start the round, using utility, having presence, and they've only got 1 kill to show for it. That's got to be crushing. Body still over an alt mid, just watching for flank, any kind of information going on. Karsa trying to, I guess, just survive. He'll need to be a hero for this to work.
Yeah, and that's very hard to do the way that they're actually approaching this bomb site, because they're going to have Kenny in sort of checking all the primary angles, and even if Kenny looks the wrong way at the wrong time, the second he goes down, Carson is going to be isolated. Kenny will look the right way, so just forget all of that.
Forget we said that. Way to go, Kenny.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, this is just very impressive. G2 slowly grinding out the rounds, and I especially love the part of this game for them where after the initial battle, they're so confident in slowing down the game. Like they're not rushing into any bomb sites. They're not doing anything crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of I was wondering about that as well, because especially with Flash, the way they played that round, they had 4 players in Banana, but only like 2 pushed down to take that initial fight, and 2 stayed back, almost like they were trying to do some kind of like a bait setup where G2 kills those 2 players and then pretty much just continues forward and rushes B essentially into the waiting arms of the other 2 players. But G2 just hits the pause button, very patient, and which is cool to think about as well, considering, you know, they had a really tough first half that had to have been surprising for them as players, and to not crumble or fold is impressive in its own right. There's the first positive for Flash in a while. Attacker gets the opening kill.
And wouldn't you know, it's a little bit of aggression mixed in there. That's what we want to see now. Lovey's in a little bit of danger here. Don't give it away now. Apex has fallen as well as a case, so it's a 3 versus 5. If you can't win this round, you don't really deserve to make the comeback happen, I think. You've got to be able to turn this into a victory.
At this point with the 2-man lead, you want to make it a convincing victory. You want to have as many survive as possible. Kenny, what a nice tool to have for G2 on the offensive side of things. One of the best stoppers, leading the way for you. Lovey with that shotgun, though, is pushed up in halls at a very close angle, so he can still be kind of the insurance policy. If they do have presence towards this A bomb site, he'll be able to clear out halls and perhaps just have a surprise attack when they get into the bomb site.
The one problem of being very defensive in this 5 versus 3 is you could end up giving Kenny enough space to work with. I actually think that's the one scary factor here, is if he gets a little bit too confident. He's already shown us that he can flick this AWP incredibly fast here on Inferno. See what happens now. 25 seconds trying to make their way in. Body and Shock's bringing it back, and there's a headshot. Body taking down Attacker, and just like that, they're on the bomb site with a man lead as well. What is this madness? Now it's Karsa and Case, and they've only just shown up for the bomb site. That should never happen. FlashGaming giving away a huge opportunity here.
They've got to be wondering what happened. They're not even sure. What a disgusting entry from Body, and the follow-up with the second kill also. It happens so quick, and that does go. I mean, you can see aggression at first, and they get that passive. You mentioned that can be a scary thing against someone like Kenny, but everyone just playing so far back, you have no idea what's coming at any one point.
Very disappointing, obviously, for FlashGaming. They were probably expecting that was going to be a lock, and given how difficult it's been for them to open the rounds and get some sort of favorable situation, when you finally do get it, then it's going to be soul-crushing to still not be able to turn it around. So,
well, just in this fashion, right? Body right here, that's great. And then the follow-up onto Attacker, who can't even respond in time. Body only had 13 HP. That's just where you're like, all right, we can't do anything. Like, we just can't win this, boys.
Yeah, that's what you never want to hear, but I still say put Case on a bit more of an aggressive play if you can. Not necessarily the mid-peak, but just I want him to be a bit more active with that AWP. 14-11 is the scoreline now. And G2 Esports embarking on an epic comeback. This time they're a bit quick. There was a shot coming through, but they're trying to run down Case. And now they're both stuck in the same corner here. You never want that to happen. Karsa coming up with a big double spray down, taking down Body and Shocks, and they still need more. The flashbangs are in, and they're right on top of him. He's going to get dropped by NBK, who's turning around and ready for more. The headshot on Attacker, and Nathan doing incredible work right now. Summer and Lovey, 2 versus 3, but they can still do this.
Such low HP on Apex and NBK. Bomb not being planted yet. They're being so patient because of this HP, but they got to be careful those smokes don't disappear. Lovey's now traded out for an M4. Him and Summer are going to have to work together, waiting for this smoke to disappear. And Kenny's got a great angle with this AWP.
The fact that they even had that Molotov to wait, which means now FlashGaming had to sort of wait another couple of seconds. Kenny going to throw a flashbang, and right in his eyes, shutting putting him down. NBK, an absolute hero with a quad kill, leaving Summer in a 1 versus 2, and he's going to get shot down. That's match point, and G2 pick it up. That's obviously, again, back-breaking for FlashGaming. Casa did so much in that round.
He really did. Especially considering everything was used so early on from both teams. So much utility and flashbangs just thrown over here. Molotovs, nades were ran through by G2 side of things, and it's just that ability to trade. They're actually coming out on the end of it, but NBK just makes such smart plays to give them the opening into the bomb site. 15-11 now. It's just been a massive run for G2 ever since that third round, that surprise Galil buy.
I mean, they had such a great end to the first half on the G2 team, and that was really the only thing that saved them. Now it's just all G2. FlashGaming have come to a complete halt. They don't have that much money in the bank for this round, so they've obviously got whatever they can, but it's not very impressive, and I'm not sure if they have any more tricks up their sleeves. They're going to have to do something now. Maybe a flashbang through the smoke will do the trick. Casa is ready and waiting for it. He's going to be pushing right through, taking down Shock. So there's the retake of top banana, and it works out very well for them.
I think Shox got caught on that broken wall. I think thought he was on the other side of the corner, but that doesn't work out. NBK brought down low to 13 HP. So again, early success in these rounds for Flash, but we've seen this turn around thanks to this guy right here. Body right around the corner, but this is a shotgun at close range. This is going to be a very dicey attack for him. Perhaps waiting for his teammates to make the noise to see if he'll turn away. There's the peek, and that is so gross. Lovey has no chance of a rebuttal, and there's no one else in the site now. So even though they had advantage in terms of HP, look how much ground is gained by Apex. He has created a lot of space for his team to get this bomb planted, and Kenny is going to have very long-range fights with this AWP. He can pick whichever fight he wants.
So incredibly close. G2 brutalizing FlashGaming right now. Bomb ticking away. One more round is all they need, and they will survive the Chinese scare here. It's a 3-on-3. They need to make a move any minute now. Actually misses that shot, but the no-scope comes in. Summer goes down, and there's the final one. Body to close it out. 16-11 here. Shock ending up with 25-20.